A sea splits. Walls of water rise on both sides. An entire nation walks through on dry ground. And the army behind them is swallowed whole. One of the Bible's most famous miracles. But did it actually happen? Or is it a story that grew over time? Because when you look closer, the evidence is more complicated and more interesting than either side usually admits. Some call it impossible myth. Others say it's proven fact. But what if the real answer is more compelling than both? Exodus 14 describes a precise sequence. A strong east wind blows all night. Waters divide. Dry ground appears. The people cross. Then exactly when the Egyptians pursue, the waters return with force. If this was history, where did it happen? The Hebrew calls it Yam Suph, Sea of Reeds, not necessarily the deep Red Sea we picture. It could point to shallow lakes and marshes in northern Egypt, places like the Bala Lakes or Bitter Lakes, and that single detail changes the entire discussion. Two main ideas dominate: a traditional view, a dramatic, supernatural parting of deep water, and a shallow water view, a natural process called wind setdown. Researchers have modeled it. A strong, sustained east wind around 60 miles per hour can push shallow water aside, exposing dry land temporarily. When the wind stops, the water rushes back. The sequence lines up remarkably well. But here's where it gets interesting. The Bible doesn't describe random weather. It describes timing. The wind builds overnight. The crossing happens at exactly the right moment. And the waters return precisely when the Egyptians enter. That's not just a mechanism. So what are we looking at? Because we're often pushed into a false choice. Either a pure miracle with no natural process, or a purely natural event with no divine involvement. But the text never forces that conclusion. What if it's something more layered? A real event, in a real place, using real forces of wind and water, but directed with precise timing. Not just power, but control. So what does archaeology show? No chariot wheels on the seafloor? No clearly marked crossing site? And many of the viral discoveries you've seen, they've been debunked. But here's the other side of that. No definitive disproof either, because the exact location is debated. The terrain has shifted over thousands of years, and water environments rarely preserve clean evidence, so that we don't have lab-style proof. But we don't have a contradiction either. What we have is a detailed ancient account, a setting that fits known geography, and a mechanism that shows how something like this could occur. So did the Red Sea really part? Not in a repeatable experiment sense, but the event itself is far more plausible than it first appears. And maybe that's not even the main point, because Exodus 14 isn't just about water. It's about a moment where there is no way forward and no way back. Sea in front, army behind. And then a path opens, not early, not late, exactly on time. They walk through, and when the danger follows, the path disappears. Whether you see pure miracle, natural forces directed by God, or something in between, the message is the same. Rescue came when escape looked impossible. So what do you think? Pure miracle, natural event, or a powerful combination? Comment below for which explanation you support. And if you want more honest, balanced Bible plus evidence explorations, subscribe and hit the bell. And in a future study, we'll look at what archaeology really says about the wilderness journey after the crossing.